Greetings, deep divers. Today, we're really getting into something interesting, a systematic approach that's changing how organizations look at energy, sustainability, and, well, their costs. That's a pretty powerful framework, actually. We're going to cover some insights that might surprise you. Our source material for this is Energy and Balance, ISO 50001 Explained. And our mission today, simple. We want to pull out the absolute key pieces of knowledge from this guide, give you a shortcut really to grasping what ISO 5001 is about, and maybe more importantly, why it's such a strategic advantage. Okay, let's unpack this and see how a standard, a formal standard, can actually transform energy management. So ISO 50001, it gets talked about a lot as the standard for energy management. But for those of us already swimming in sustainability stuff, what makes this framework stand out? What makes it uniquely powerful compared to just, say, random energy-saving projects?
That's a great question. See, ISO 5001 is the international standard for energy management systems, EnMS, they call it. But it's so much more than just getting a certificate on the wall. Think of it like this. It gives organizations a structured roadmap. It's less like a checklist, more like installing a whole new operating system specifically for managing the organization's energy use. The core idea is building this robust, sort of self-improving engine designed to really, truly get a handle on energy consumption and then continuously make it better. It shifts the whole approach from just reacting to energy bills to proactive energy intelligence.
That idea of an operating system for energy, that really resonates. Because for so many places, energy just feels like this big uncontrollable expense, right? The black box. But what's the actual payoff? The tangible result for an organization that really commits to the systematic way of doing things. What are those surprising insights they actually uncover?
Right. Well, the source points directly to enhanced energy efficiency, definitely stronger sustainability credentials, and yeah, significant cost reduction. Those are the big three. But the real insight, the surprising part, isn't just that these things happen. It's how the standard helps you find them. What's fascinating is how ISO 5001 makes organizations look beyond the really obvious stuff.
Okay.
Like, lots of companies assume their biggest energy hog is some giant piece of machinery. But then they implement this system, start tracking properly, and maybe discover it's actually the, ancient ventilation running full blast in empty offices on weekends. Or maybe inconsistent shutdown procedures between shifts.
Oh, okay.
The surprise is often in the details, the granular data this system brings to light. It flags opportunities that those one-off ad hoc measures, they just never catch them.
Wow, so it's digging up those hidden inefficiencies, not just attacking the usual suspects. Makes sense. Now, continuous improvement, lower cost, that sounds great, obviously. But I can imagine setting this all up. It might feel like a pretty big lift at first. What are the core parts of the standard, the sort of mechanisms inside it, that actually drive those benefits and maybe help organizations manage that initial complexity?
Yeah, that's important because it gets right to the practical heart of it. So beyond just the overall structure, a really critical piece is robust energy planning. This means understanding and using what are called energy performance indicators, or NPIs.
NPIs.
Exactly. And these aren't just random numbers. Think of them as like diagnostic tools for your organization's energy health. So for a factory, an NPI might be kilowatt hours used per ton of whatever they produce. But the real power isn't just tracking that number. It's understanding how things like, say, the weather or how much they produce that month affect it. That lets you isolate the real inefficiencies, not just, blame everything on a cold snap.
I see. So it's about context.
Precisely. Context is key. And another element, often kind of underappreciated but vital, is the Plan-Do-Check-Act cycle, PDCA. ISO 5001 is really rigorous about applying PDCA. It's not just theory. It's the engine that drives continuous improvement. It ensures energy targets aren't just set and forgotten. They're constantly reviewed, adjusted, improved, all based on actual performance data.
That continuous loop.
Yeah, that loop is what really breaks down the complexity over time because it builds in learning and iteration. You don't have to get it perfect on day one.
Okay, that PDCA cycle, that really does shift things from fix it once and hope to always getting better. It sounds incredibly powerful, especially thinking about the bigger picture, like integrating it with other standards.
Yeah.
You mentioned integration. How does connecting ISO 5001 with something like ISO 14001, the environmental management one, how does that help achieve broader sustainability goals? Does it avoid just creating more work, more silos?
That's a really crucial point you've hit on there. ISO 5001 isn't meant to live in isolation. It's specifically designed for smooth integration, especially with ISO 14001. What that means in practice is an organization isn't managing energy over here and environmental impact over there completely separately. Instead, it becomes part of a larger, more coherent strategy for environmental responsibility. It avoids those silos. So companies can effectively, tackle both energy and wider environmental performance using a single integrated system framework. It just fosters a much more unified approach to the whole sustainability question.
That makes a lot of sense. A unified approach. Okay, so this isn't just paperwork in theory. It's actually working out there in the real world. Do we have examples? And who really needs to know this stuff inside out? Like, for whom is mastering ISO 5001 a real career benefit?
Oh, absolutely, it's working. The source material definitely confirms its effectiveness with real-world case studies showing successful implementations.
Yeah.
You often see these aha moments when companies really start digging into their NPIs. I remember hearing about one facility manager who, after putting 5001 in place, noticed their wind energy use was way higher than it should be.
Okay.
Turned out a single forgotten server in a back room hadn't been properly powered down on weekends for years, just running and running.
Wow.
It's those kinds of discoveries, sometimes small, sometimes big, but adding up, that really show the power of having that systematic view.
That's a great example.
And as for who benefits most from really understanding the standard, well, it's actually quite a wide range of people. You've got your facility managers, energy coordinators, environmental officers, definitely the sustainability teams. They're often directly involved in making it happen.
Sure. The frontline folks.
Exactly. Then you have auditors, of course, who need deep knowledge for certifications. But honestly, pretty much anyone who has responsibility for energy performance in an organization, they stand to gain a real competitive edge by truly getting to grips with ISO 50001.
What a fascinating dive into the nuts and bolts of ISO 5000. It's really clear this isn't just, another standard to comply with. It's more like a blueprint for smarter, more sustainable operations. It definitely emerges as this powerful, systematic guide, driving real efficiency, helping with sustainability, and, delivering those bottom-line cost savings.
Absolutely. And if you zoom out, connect it to the bigger picture, that's systematic thinking, the kind baked into ISO 500 zone for complex organizations. Well, it offers really powerful lessons for managing any resource well. Doesn't matter if it's global energy challenges or just how you personally think about being efficient in your own work or life. It really encourages us all to consider how applying these kinds of structured frameworks can lead to more intentional, more sustainable outcomes pretty much across the board.
That's a really powerful final thought. How could applying that kind of systematic thinking change the way you approach challenges or manage resources? Definitely something to think about until our next deep dive.